Okay, Steam's best of 2024 is out. The winners and maybe the not so winners. According to my prediction, I said to y'all that Helldivers 2 was going to be on this list. I don't know if the PlayStation fans heard when I said that. I don't know if they watched a lot of the videos. And I think this is a testament to the data sets that we've been looking at in the last few months, seeing how Helldivers 2 has been one of the top played games on PC for the last few months. For those hyper PlayStation fanboys that came out and said they did not think Matt Piscatella's data sets were accurate, you now look like, you know, you were a joker. I won't call you a clown because that would be probably unfair to clowns. You see, this game on the PC list has been basically in the top 7 for many, many weeks onward. This is the week ending November 23rd as the last data set that I can even get my hands on. And I can tell you that this game was already vibing all this while. So to see the game make its way into the list, in my opinion, is just so cool. If we even go back and look at the week of November 16th, November 16th has the game at number 3. And I can continue to basically go back and show you that these gamers are spending their time in these live service games. And don't be fooled. This game did not have a PSN requirement. And so for PlayStation to be able to replicate this kind of success, they would need the right game and they also need the right conditions that would attract players to come in and actually buy a game like this. So Helldivers 2 is a winner here. Power World's a winner here. Now, if you notice, this list is not ranked by anything. Black Myth Wukong is on the top, but Power World is also very close to Wukong. Like the developers couldn't hide it, and so they're like, you know what, we're just gonna go ahead and put it. This is basically the top played game this year on Steam, no doubt about that. Now you have Space Marine Part 2. Interesting. A game where the Saber Interactive president was cited as actually coming out to say that a lot of the developers being distracted and not making games that are appealing to their audiences has been something within the industry that's a problem. So he's proving by their game that they can do the right job and they can make a game that appeals to audiences. There's a lot of statements here. Baldur's Gate 3, the developer coming out to say that the gaming industry basically pushing its developers in a way that's making games that are not fun, games that have all of these crazy elements and blah, 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 blah. His game is also putting in the work. Elden Ring, the game that bucked the entirety of the industry's bloated ways of making games, hand-holding the player, doing all of this stuff, their DLC is also making it into the best of Steam. While full-fledged games, many of them aren't even seeing themselves in here. So this tells a big story that I'm very interested in. And Shrouded, this is one that a friend of mine has been talking me into trying to get. Apparently, it's a survival builder slash multiplayer game. Interesting. Warframe is still going strong. And Cyberpunk 2077, man, this game is not going anywhere soon. Path of Exile has been very interesting. Game's in early access and it's still very impressive in the way that it's been performing so far. Let me see. Yep, still in early access, and that's just wild, ladies and gentlemen. Then you have Dead by Daylight. I don't know how this game keeps doing it. And Amazon's Throne and Liberty. These big RPGs, guys, are taking the top spot. Not many are able to pretty much come in here and fight them. The one game that I think would make it in here is probably when GTA comes to PC, but Rockstar, you can leave money on the table all you want, but guess what? The gaming industry is changing. So I foresee Rockstar taking a much softer stance on their late PC release, in quote. Anyways, I won't say too much. Now, let's go into the silver list. The silver list, in my opinion, is one that I think is very interesting. This list has Manor Lords. This was an indie game that came out, also a survival game. Once Human is free to play. I think there's an open world survival crafting game as well too. This is a PC player's, delight. GTA 5 is in the silver. Ooh, not bad, not bad, not bad. Goodness gracious. Fallout 76, Last Epoch, Forza Horizon 4. This one has been delisted from Steam. Can't buy it anymore. It's no longer available on the Steam store. Man. Anyways, I got it on the Xbox store before it got delisted. And then Elder Scrolls Online. This is the one that was pulling in $15 million a month or so for them, or 15, yeah, something, some silly number that was just dumb. Let me see. Elder Scrolls Online, 15 million a month. Something, there was an article that was, okay, yeah, Insider Gaming. It's been suggested that Elder Scrolls Online, which was released in 2014, has made 15 million every month since it launched. Whew! Wow. So it being here in terms of the silver platform is interesting because it's been able to recruit more players, because again, a lot of the players are going to basically be on here, and then the microtransactions, have probably been able to be spread about, with Bethesda, Microsoft, Xbox, or whatever it is, and them. Then Diablo 4 also still making its way into this list. So that's just very interesting. Hogwarts Legacy, this game is getting a sequel. No doubt about that. Stardew Valley, my goodness. His boy ain't going to work for the rest of his life. You guys know this was a one-man project, right? And it just blew up like crazy. Tekken 8 made it into the goals. This is availability speaking right here. Make your games available and people are going to play them. If Stellar Blade had shown up here, it would also have made one of these, rankings. But it didn't. It came later on. And by that point, there were many, many, many good games that people wanted to play. Even Horizon Forbidden West, that also did well here on Steam. Decently well. Not bad. I think, again, being able to launch your game and make it available is a big deal. You cannot tell me that PlayStation is not looking at these numbers and saying, bruh, we got to get in here, because at the end of the day, console sales, that metric is going to finally evaporate. Y'all just watch and see how much that thing evaporates at the end of the day, because to be very honest with you, being able to get your game into the customer's hands, going to where the customers are, is very, very, very profitable. And if they don't pursue those profits and continue to think that, their own customers are going to hold them down, then it's one of two things. They think their consumers are, not comprehending the industry and they can continue to upsell them, because that's what they're doing. PlayStation has to upsell and upcharge, people that are currently on their network, because they think a lot of those people, prefer their network, don't have anywhere else to go, will probably go ahead and just eat it. But many of them are looking and saying, why am I spending all this money and going that way? Final Fantasy 14 Online, this one's also chilling and also having a big blast in its own self. So there's many, many winners here. And I think the theme at the end of the day is just bring your game to, a platform, and if your game is good, people are gonna play it. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. This is the fighting game in it, or is this like what's this? Oh, this is action adventure. I'm sorry. There's actually Grand Blue the fighter. I mistook it for that. Rust also doing well apparently. See, this platform called PC, called Steam, and all of the others, I think there's some sort of a big coalition of gamers here that, when you look outside of what's going on, it really does give you, I think, a very interesting and a different picture. Because for the most part, there's been a picture that's been painted, right? That, oh, yeah, you need to play so-and-so exclusive and blah, 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 blah. While the reality is, ladies and gentlemen, most PC gamers have so many games to tap into. There's so many genres out there that are not available in that amount on console as exclusive. And that's just the reality. So we'll see more adjustments going in. We'll see more adjustments going through. And I think what Xbox will probably try to leverage is bring out its games on the forefronts to be able to get these kinds of sales. That's what you need. They need to bring their games out much earlier, because Indiana Jones, I think that game would have made a good summer game. But again, you got to bring out a game when it's ready. And that's the big deal about it. Talk to me in the comment section. I appreciate you guys' time and audience. And hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.